Iranians. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Iranians. Good evening, Africans and Europeans, Americans, and everywhere you are right now in the world. I want to say good evening and welcome to the Victor's Business Show. To another episode, beautiful episode. Now tonight is going to be very awesome. So tonight, I will be code mixing because my guest tonight wants to really get down to the bottom of what we are discussing. So it will be a little bit of English and Creole. Those of you who do not know how to specifically talk Creole, this is a huge opportunity to learn Creole because trust me, it's very similar to English. So when we do talk Creole, it's a beautiful language. So I will encourage you to still tune in and please listen to us. And it's a beautiful. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this program. If people them una kushe, una kabo, how do they call Jara Manani, Koto, Wabise, how do they say now intimidate Piari Seke. Anyways, thank you again and welcome to this edition, another edition, beautiful Saturday. And I want to welcome all. But before we go forward, I really want to share this video tonight. I'm telling you, today is going to be awesome because I get a lot very beautiful and handsome and intelligent and beautiful Sierra Leoneans. We actually there on the forum today. We're ready for share the wisdom, the stories. And remember, like I always say on these programs, success leave tracks and success leave clues. So if you really want to be successful, you don't need to bang your head so much. All you need to do, pick somebody where they'll succeed and learn from her instead of you compete with them. Because this is where we get it wrong. We tend to compete with people that will pass you. You go for look at somebody and say, you know what, this person don't pass me, I'll learn from them and ask her questions. If you know selfish, he will tell you exactly. And they say if a mentor is what 10 years of mistakes you will cover, So that's where we are here tonight to share really, because this is not just theory. These are people the way they do business, maybe they can't tell you something. So this is not a business show, but I want to share this video, please, people there, because people that they will want to read these messages, then we will encourage them for, even if not a business you want to open, some of the things that we will share tonight, you will use on your job or your family, you will apply them. So not just be in a business because some man they read that word business. Although we feel say that's the way forward, but not everybody who do business, of course. But some of these things will actually help. So before much ado, please share them. So we said you can share now, so that say you get more practice with you preach. So immediately can share now to your friends them, and at the given this few time, please, at the really big una, wherever you are, share this video, please. Share the love. Sharing about you. So I'm going to share this now. Okay, share this to your story, share now to your friends. So me not do already, and I hope so you not say go do, please. Let we share the love. Right. Before further ado, I want to welcome my guest there for tonight, but I'm working on one by one. The first person I welcome now, this person, if I introduce her really, I will shortchange. I mean, both of them actually. So I'm not attempt to introduce them. I just call them name Saful and they come. All right. Then we will talk about the topic we will talk about tonight. But I want to welcome Sir Arthur Smith. We're not Sierra Leonean and somebody I respect hugely. And we don't converse lengthily. Trust me, I was blessed, and I'm really blessed for meet people like this. And I'm saying this not because I'm the type of flatter, but it's really because I've learned a lot during the process of the conversation. So tonight, we're going to bless. So Sarah Arthur Smith, welcome to the Victor's Business Show on VOS platform. Do you want to say hello, or maybe just say hello to my audience, our audience?
Well, Dominion greetings to you all, my dearly beloved, great and wonderful people of this VOS platform. I feel very blessed to be here this afternoon or this evening or tonight, depending on where you are. And I'm thanking God because He's using people like Dr. Macbeth and his crew to highlight and to really promote such kind of educational process that we believe will be beneficial. So I want to thank you all for being part of this. And again, like you just said, share this because you never know whose life this particular session will touch. that will be able to make a difference for the land that we all love, which is Sierra Leone, and the global diaspora in particular. We thank you all for coming, and God bless you all.
Yeah, God bless you. For some reason, I'm not sure the technical team could check the audio. For some reason, because I know nobody missed this specific audio. You know, every word they come on after emote inside emote tonight has to be captured. So the audio not too clear. Technical team, not sure what's
Yes,
happening.
it just need for put the mic closer to because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Can you go to speak in the mic? Let's see.
Let me just reposition things quickly.
Yes.
It's clear now. It's clear
Can you
now.
hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Can
All
you do
right.
it all over again? I know I missed one more.
All right. Again, I'm thankful for this privilege and opportunity. I say Dominion greetings to you all, my dearly beloved, great people. I say great people because anyone created by man is created as for greatness, for success, and success leads to greatness. So again, I greet you in the name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, under whose authority I operate. I thank God for the privilege given to me by Dr. Macbeth and all his crew to be in this show tonight. I do believe, and I know, and I wholeheartedly believe that after today, the people who are listening to this will have something will spark in you that will make you want to really venture out. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Yes.
Already don't begin to warm up. Oh boy, I love this. Thank you very much. And
You're
I want to
very
bring
welcome.
my second guest. Of course, he's also another very good, intelligent person. This is now somebody where he's get a vast experience. So welcome to the viewers platform on the Victor Show. Can you kindly sort of say hello to the audience before we start off this conversation, please?
Well, before we start, I want to first and foremost thank Mr. Dr. Betts, Alfred Betts.
Yes, I like that.
for bringing us on board and getting us involved, and also the CEO is putting it together so we can come out and be able to share our ideas and experience that we've been through for the past couple of years in the United States, for what we have done, so we can able to exchange these type of ideas with brothers and with friends. Then we're so concerned and want to participate in the business industry. I hope we can pass the information around and most of us can join and ask questions.
Yeah.
Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much, Sir Parks. Thank you very much. And like he rightly said, let's share the information, please. Share, just click share so that we, families and friends, wherever that they go, enjoy this conversation. And I'm sure it's going to be very intimate, informal, and we will break it down to super. So again, you have an opportunity to call during the program. If you think say anything that they say, you want more clarification or contribution, please, the phone lines are always open. We welcome calls them as we go along, please. This show now, we all show. So the topic for today, and of something we're very passionate to me and also to the guests, is rising from zero to hero. Key lessons and opportunities. Now, but before that, I want to show this diagram again, because this diagram is something really teach me a lot. It's called the success iceberg illusion. And this diagram, I think I'll be just show in one of the programs there. But again, I want to show because in the context of what we discussed tonight, now these sort of things, the way I'm sure the guests they go remote far and even beyond, because I'm sure they will go beyond the iceberg, but it's just like a guide. Now, waiting normally they happen in real life is that as you don't see beautiful and handsome, intelligent Arthur Smith and also me guest Africanus, you don't see them how handsome they are. You go visit them when they just arrive there overnight. You see them, maybe they look good, they live life, they get a good house, they get a good family. Waiting you know to see, now waiting don't go behind the scene. Nobody needs to see because that's silence, you know. And so, especially for we use them tonight, and now this is where I really want to encourage the guests them. May we really talk into our youth because we use them today, the say success, now overnight thing. You know, they just nothing where you just they grab overnight shortcuts, the next shortcut business, and no one puts in the work. So, but we get a moral responsibility, I'm sure you gentlemen know, for teach we people then, for replicate we serve into these young people, because the measure of greatness is how many great people you don't produce. Now that's my own definition of greatness, not how many people that you don't become follower. So a great leader produces great leaders. Not followers. Basically, that's my perception. I might be very wrong. So what I want to do is when I look at the illusion groups, but I want to start with Arthur Smith. First of all, I want to fully describe, sort of in story from a zero moment, because it's from rising from zero to hero, key lessons and opportunities. So I want to take you through a little history, biography of yourself. Who are you born, and what are you did now? So just a little history. It could take you 2, 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Relax. This is our program.
Thank you very, very much again, Dr. Macbeth. I am again grateful for this privilege and opportunity to share some of this wonderful experience I have. I would say I'm gone through all my life. I was born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, in basically the mountain village of Leicester. And for many of you who are in Freetown, you know that Leicester is the hillsides that overlook the capital of the city of Freetown. And growing up there for many years, we were privileged in my days to even have an opportunity where a school bus was picking us and taking us to school at some point. But then that was basically for a brief moment. Then as I'm growing up, instead of thinking of seeing things enhancing for the better, because I was born in the era when we become independent, I begin to notice there were several declines. But thank God for the upbringing. I was rooted and planted in the church, in the house of the Lord. Yeah, of course, that was the normal thing that young man like me was doing. But as a product of Albert Academy, which is one of the greatest high schools in Freetown.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, I learned so much how to be able to stay connected with a vision when God gives you one. And again, I had an opportunity to be able to be around elders who were doing something, or maybe substance in society, or forging ahead. And I was always looking at them and watching at them, having the appetite that one day I will be successful like them or better. But growing up, again, living in Sierra Leone, I started my climb in when I left school, applied to Frabe College. And that first year I was there. And then I had this opportunity to begin my journey in the corporate world in at Hotel Bintumani. And yes, Hotel Bintumani opened in 1978 when they were doing the OAU. And from that OAU, I grew to love what I saw there. And I began my journey when I finished school. So again, I really had that opportunity. But then, as a young man, I was always looking at what can I do in this world that will make a difference, that will put Africa in the map, that will actually bring joy and the importance. Because as I was studying all the circumstances around me, I realized that Africa was always second or second fiddle to some other nation that was better. And I said, but then I begin to think about what was it unique in Africa. I was told diamonds. But then when it comes to diamond, we were not seeing any good thing about it. So my joy was, God, show me something. If we don't have a way to participate, show me something. But one thing I know, if it's not in Sierra Leone, I will find it. That helps me to begin a dream, I would say. I begin to dream about how can I go abroad to do something better. And by divine grace of God, again, I, as a young man, that was, 23 years of age, I had this wonderful girlfriend who by some chance...
those beautiful days.
Yeah, those beautiful days. And she went to America. And I was like, wow, maybe this could be my opportunity. I'm going to go to America and I'm going to be with her. And, we have all these visions and dreams. Because, again, we as human, if you have the heart to do something, to succeed, you will take whatever chance you think come in your place.
Precisely.
Well, I forged ahead, and in 1984, I landed in the shores of New York. via Nigeria Airways in those days. Sierra Leone, Nigeria.
You remember the flight?
New York. That's right. And landing in New York, my dearly beloved, it was a rude awakening. Because here was I thinking of this paradise that was paved with gold and beauty and all these things. And when we get up the airport, the people that picked me up, which was a friend, and I begin to see these black bags along the side. Didn't know what it was. It was the garbage bags lining up for the garbage truck to come and pick up. I said, wait a minute, is this the paradise? Then when we landed at the apartment buildings that I was supposed to be in, I said, wait a minute. I thought they were having beautiful big houses. To make a long story short, here was I now trying to fit in to this puzzle that it was like the imagination of paradise I was thinking was not exactly what I found.
What you saw,
what I saw. And I was like, okay. But then again, at one point, I was now, I used to love something. You see, when I love anything, I go after it. And I remember in my early days, I used to love this car they called Thunderbird. And the Thunderbird was Thunderbird, yes. And I told my friend, I said, I just want to get to ride and drive a Thunderbird. And my friend, boy, he saw me. He said, oh, my dear brother, he came with money. And I don't know, that time money was Sierra Leone money, put it this way, at that time. I mean, to be precise, Sierra Leone money it was just at the climb. And it was 2 leone and 50 cents. No, 2 leones to $1 US. 2 leones.
Boy.
In 1978, it was 74 cents of Sierra Leone money to $1 US.
Wow. Wow.
And in 1984, it became 2 leone. And
in 2019, it's 11,000.
It's 11,000 of that same leone to $1 US. You know, I want to paint a picture to some of these people listening so that they can understand that, yes, it is good to have a vision and a dream, but it's also great to follow that which you want to follow. But I can tell you one thing. While my main mission to be here today is because that journey that was so long for me, I think God has showed me a divine plan that will make it more simplified, more shortened for those who have the same aspiration. They may not have to go through some of those challenges that we went through, or without, you know. But again, back to where I was in New York. Stayed in New York City. I was rooming with a friend of mine. And after many years, my buddy, which was, as a matter of fact, it was Mr. Park's brother. Mr. Park's brother was he was the one that took me in, and we were sharing an apartment after some challenges. And we were staying in the same building with Mr. Parks, who is there, who is on the show now. And but the good thing about life is, again, where there is a will, there is a way. And you have to be open to adopt, but the only way you can do that is to learn. Which brings the point that education was the key. And I begin to find ways, because at that time I didn't have, well, the so-called paper that we were looking for to be qualified to get a job and this. But I said, you know what, we're going to make the ends meet. And I was taking whatever I can find, a security job, basically, so that I can be able to make ends meet. And from there, I goes to school. I went to school and I was doing my security job. And from that point, my mind began to open up. That dream that I had, what can I find in Sierra Leone or in Africa that I can share with the world, that can bring grace to us like Diamond did? God opened my eyes to it. Needless to say, I tried many, many things that were culturally suitable in our country. I don't know how much time I have for this segment, but let me just say, it was during that time, Mr. Pass will remember, my grandmother used to knit those carpet slippers. I don't know if you remember what that was. I mean, then people are within a salon now, and I remember, we call them carpet slippers. They want the way well, put the name people that they do them with the color and the wear, but then Mami that they wear with them print. You know, beautiful shoes that they knit with wool and canvas.
Wow. Wow.
Right. And I say, you know what? This is unique to Sierra Leone. Let me bring it out. Of course, I attempted it.
Right.
But the world was not ready for it. And when I realized the amount of money that I had to spend to do it, I said, okay, this is going to be a fail. But that was in 88, I would say 88, 87, 88 or something like that.
Okay.
But I'm telling you today in 2019, that is a centrally frontline shoes today. People are wearing things like that now made by big manufacturers.
Yeah.
Okay, let me leave that alone. I begin to look for other things, products and plans. And then and then eventually, I stumble into a plant that grows in Africa, precisely in South Africa.
Right.
But I saw this plant, people are talking about it on TV. Aloe vera. And I looked, I said, this plant, I've seen it in Africa before. I said, but what is it about this thing that is so great and good? And I begin to lead into it. That's when I was led to a species that grow in Africa. And that species is called the Aloe ferox.
Right.
And as I begin to dig into it and study it, I begin to link up with a lot of different scientists and a lot of people who are actually manufacturers and developers who have been studying the same plant. And to realize that that particular plant is I would say the grandfather of all the aloe species, which are about 360 of them.
Wow.
And it grows predominantly in South Africa. And the same thing the aloe vera was bragging about, these plants have the same properties, but 39 times more potent than that of the aloe vera.
Right.
Well, I'm going to say that 39 times of 100% of the potency of the aloe vera.
Wow.
And I say, you know what? Number one, let me find out. But then it was being blacklisted as like a poison aloe, because one of the things that it has it has the bitter sap, which makes aloe very unique, in abundant quantity. And because people don't know how to separate it and harvest it and administer it, what happened that they were misusing it and people thinking it was too heavy and it will make you have a nice little bath movement. Well, lo and behold, I joined these people in this research. And as the first American to join them at that time, and I want to say this with all humility, because you see, today we have a global village. At that time, there was no internet. Or internet was there, but I think it was very secluded to the military or whoever was using it at that time. And we didn't have cell phones, we have beepers. So communication was a little bit more strenuous than what it is today. So in order to even develop the ideas, it takes a lot of work. And remember, this thing comes from South Africa. Africa was still in the apartheid regime. And in that apartheid regime, there are a few things that you can do with Africa that anybody in the world will accept.
Sure.
But that gave me another vision that the way things were going, I know apartheid is going to be over. There will be an opening. So it was a burning desire. But while at the same time, I was finishing my school and I began to work in the hotel, and I was rising in the hotel from level of a receptionist to manager until I become a vice president and all that. And I moved on up to a controller, because at one point I was the controller of the hotel in the Kennedy Airport and LaGuardia Airport area. But I say all this, that the dream I had back home was still alive in me. Even though I know I have to do what I need to do to be surviving. Because trust me, there was one part I want to tell you, and Mr. Parks can attest to that. I remember after a while, the I came to America with some little cash, I will tell you. In those days, which I call cash. And after a while, this money was running out. And I was not stable. And I have a return ticket that was valued for over 1 year. And I keep telling my friend, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm not going to take it here. This place is too tough. It's too difficult.
Yeah.
And I remember it was Mr. Parks and his brother. They convinced me, why don't you send this ticket home? Because if you 1 year go and lapse now, you don't have it, you will lose the money. And I believed. And I sent it home. So the next time after the ticket was gone, I begin to tell them, listen, I can't take this anymore. I'm going. They say, okay, go now. Where's your ticket? And I remember there were some friends who were provoking me. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the embassy. I'll tell them, let them deport me. I want to go back home. I'm saying this for people to understand that there are challenges that one will meet in their process. But thank God, I did not. So I'm saying,
all right. You have a lot. I just want you to, because there's a lot of lands. I'm taking notes as we go, and I will let you stop at that point. But of course, you continue from that end. But I just want to summarize kind of some of the points I've learned based on just little summary, because you're really trying to summarize this whole success story. One thing I've learned before we come to Sapax, who then come in, then I'll come back to you to make some comments, and we'll go there. And there is that you had a clear vision. You had a clear vision, and you were connected with the vision. And the vision was really to impact your society, impact your generation, and that was very clear in your head, and that kept you going. Another thing that helped you in all this journey was your mentorship. You always wanted to learn from people around you, and that's what I picked up. Picked up as you go along, and also, of course, it has never been smooth. Even there's this cultural shock, because we all had that kind of thing whereby we thought overseas is just heaven. We had a picture, mental picture of how it looks like, and by the time we landed, it was a different thing. So beautiful story. Trust me, I'm learning a lot from it. But we'll come back to you. Sorry for you up at that point, but I just want to give an opportunity. So, Mr. Sir Honorable
Parks,
so
hallelujah.
Kind of take us from his zero moments to where he is right now, and I'll come back to you, and then we can just bash around some of the tips, some of your key challenge. Because remember, the topic is rising from zero to hero, challenges and opportunities. So our focus tonight will be on challenges, key challenges you faced, and some of the opportunities, and part up with some of the advice you can give to the young people. Is that okay? Right. So we go to Sir Parks. You want to introduce yourself, just like starting from zero, and let's get to know you better, please, sir.
Yeah. Well, my name is Bami Parks. Anyway, most people call me Bami Parks, but African as Parks. I thought I've mentioned most of what we went through and how we got to where we were and where we are now. And what I would want to share to the audience is it's going to be straight up to the point. How did we manage to go through it, and how did we do it? What are the challenges? So take, for example, when we're here, we saw the opportunity in the United States. We figure out that this is an open zone, meaning that if you focus properly and you can take the risk, because in getting to what you want to do in your life, it's all about risk taking. So for me, particularly, what I would say is I was in the United States of America. We struggled to find a job and understand the type of job that people like us were doing whilst we were here trying to get our acts together. So the bottom line was I was working with a company, and I felt that this company, what they are doing, I can do it. But the downside when you talk about the challenges is, for example, we don't have the funds, we don't have some of the skills, and we don't have the connections. So, but it's an open type of work that we did, or I was doing, and we were like the middleman. So I started to understand what my boss was doing, and I felt that, listen, we are intelligent enough. Most of us who finish high school in Sierra Leone and come to this country, you know how hard it was to go through high school in Sierra Leone. So when you come here, you are up to par. Once you go to college, if you want to, if you don't, you choose the choices that you want to make. Now, So I decided that I would want to do what my boss is doing. I just have to believe. You call it the burning desire. You have to have the burning desire. You have to want to do it. You have to want to believe that I'm ready to take the risk. Because in life, if you are not ready to take the risk, do not join small business activity because it's not an easy task.
Exactly.
Because if we go back to history, if we go back and check most successful people in this country and around the world, they were down in the bottom. They would start with a little financial bump, and normally what would happen, you would hear they say, "Damn, I was not able to pay my rent. I was kicked out of my house." All of this, these are the type of challenges that's going to face you. So I was ready to take all of those challenges. So I would remember very well, I can talk to my boss. And I learned one thing in my journey. Most times, if people are working with someone, what they will normally do is they will want to say, okay, I'm working for Dr. Bete, but let me go around Dr. Bete and started talking to Dr. Bete's clientele so that I can give him a discount price and then he can give me the job. You understand what I'm saying? So when we focus on the challenges and the hardship that we are going through, those are part of the challenges. Then you have to move away from that type of attitude, meaning that you have to believe that Dr. Bete, who you worked for, had already given you a stepping stone. So why would you want to bring him down? Because in the black community, and I'm not talking about white people, I'm not white, I'm black. So in the black community, we have that pull down syndrome. So if you understand all of those dynamics, so what you want to do, you want to figure yourself out and say, which is the best way I can learn from my boss? So,
instead of trying to pull your boss down.
Exactly.
That's right.
So I can remember in my journey, I would go to my boss and I said to my boss, listen, I want to do this job that you are doing. I speak to him directly and he would say to me, listen, Mr. Parks, this is not an easy task. It's not easy. We are family. You see all of the families together. It's a hard job to do. But I understand where it's coming from. Then whilst I was working for him, I started doing my little research and started saying, okay, I'm not going to work for my boss forever. So let me start establishing my own activity. So I did all of that. And when I will go out, what I will do, because I'm focusing mainly on the challenges that we have to establish, you understand? So what I would do is I would start to solicit businesses. But soliciting businesses, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. You don't have the money, but you have the guts. Because as I would go over and over and mention the word, because what we are trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, is to try to inspire other people who want to get into this journey so that what they will actually do, they will know the risk and they are going to be ready. Because most people goes into business and then after a couple of weeks, they just give it up.
They give up.
Me, myself, and my friend and many other young Salonians around this country have stayed in business for well over 15 to 20 years by ourselves.
It's good.
So I would talk to my boss. So when I go out and I solicit business, if I have business, I'll bring it to my boss and I'll say, listen, boss, I have this business, but I don't have the money to run it. What do you do? I would remember my boss will say, listen, man, I have enough. Don't worry about it. But fast forward, as I become very interested in understanding how these guys are doing the job, because I'm saying these guys are making millions of dollars and we were the one making the money for them anyway. And we were all intelligent people. We can handle this business. But sometimes it's hard. It's hard to pull because you have a community which is like a village. Because we can't just jump to the Spanish people or the American people. We have to deal with your own community. And that's where the downside and the hardship takes place. How do you nurture your community partners to say, listen to us, we can make it. I have seen these people making millions and they are doing it in this country. We can do it. What can we do? We can do it. We just have to sacrifice for a little bit and take the punches. So eventually, fast forward, I remember my boss wanted to go he wanted to extend his business and he was moving out. I didn't even know. So it was one of the guys who was working say, hey, you always say you want to do your business. The boss is leaving. And by that time, actually have well over $250,000 worth of business that he was going to throw away in the industry that we were. So I went to the boss and I said, dude, I understand that you're moving. So what's going on? I understand that you want to give up part of your business. Can I have it? And he said, do you have money? Dr. Bete and the audience, I don't have no money. I don't have a single jack unless my unless my salary that I was getting every month, you know. But the bottom line is I just believe, because when you are doing certain things, you have to have the conviction, you have to believe.
Yes.
You have to be very committed. One of the things that will make you succeed, you have to be ready to take the punches, you have to just believe in yourself. Like I look at Ato, and that's why I will bring Ato in as I go back and forth with my discussion. I see how we struggle, and during that time, I have no money. So I told my boss, I said, I have no money. Where are you expecting to get money from? And he said, well, I can sell this business to somebody. They can give me $100,000. And I said, listen, I don't have no money. So, but what I did was, I said, okay, I'll find $10,000 and give you. But he did not. It was not in any rush for money, and he was not so desperate to sell it either, because he had known me and I have been talking to him, and he have seen my interest. So what he decided to do, he said, okay, if you want the business, I'm going to give it to you. So I struggle and I got $10,000 and I give it to him. After you have done all of that, now the business is there. You have to have the system in place. How do you do it? You don't have an office. You don't have the knowledge of how the program runs to run their business. So, but how are you going to do it if you want to start your own business? So those are the type of challenges that will face someone who really wants to get into any type of small business in America, in Africa, any part of the world.
Yeah, sure.
So, but I believe myself, I believe that I will take the punches and I will do it. So my boss said to me, okay, this is the business, you can have it. Now I can have it, don't have no money, don't understand how the structure work, but because I have that conviction
That's
that
right.
this is not no science
science
project that I have to do. Yeah. So what I did was, I said, well, where am I going to work from? So he said, well, you can work from my office because I have like 45 more days in my place of business.
Right.
Now, I don't understand the program. So those are the little challenges you will have to face. How do you get into all of that to take that responsibility? And don't forget, I have to try whatever. I have to pull any resources from any places. So most times, Black people don't want to talk. Black people in business, you have to talk about all the aspects that surround you. Black people in America don't want to talk about credit. Credit is a master plan that helps you to build up anything you do. But in the process of building it up, the road is not clear. The road is ups and down. Because in the process, okay, you say, let me use part of my credit. Let me use part of my credit card to support this business. But then in a couple of months, you have to pay your bills. But yet still you are working. And what we do, we don't get cash when we do our job. We have to do invoicing. And in this country, some of our businesses, invoices take 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days.
Process.
So you just imagine, you have to have working capital. That's what they call it, working capital. And where are you going to get the working capital? Now, that's where the magic comes in. When you use all of your excess credit that you have to pay. The guys, now you have to begin to recruit guys to work for you because you need people to do the job. And I did not only depend on the work that my boss gave me. I have to understand how it runs. And I magically was able to get his program that I'm using up to this present moment for about close to 20 years now. You want to ask
so Sapax, I want us to, because I don't want to lose all this information that you're sharing, because I want to summarize what you're saying, but I really want us to go down, because like you said, because the last time I had a program, Sapax, you called in and you made some salient points, and you said we should really focus on our community and develop our community and share some of this knowledge. So which I want to do, I want to really calm down and kind of sort of, and I'll start with Arthur Smith. If you can talk the Creole, please, you can break them down or mix them. But I really want, Sir Arthur, before we come, we talk about, still not finish it, but really what I want to do, I want to let you point out some of the challenges that working with our people in Sierra Leone, either here or in Sierra Leone itself, and what sort of advice you will give to the community, how we could develop yourself. Let's say, for instance, how somebody where they watch you right now want to go into business, based on your vast experience in business right now and the challenges that we don't go through, what are the sort of things that we go pick up from the community people? And I want to hammer home tonight. And I really want to get that message down so that the youth there and even other people that watch me can learn. Some Monday in business right now, they struggle in one quiz, or some Monday they contemplate whether it's hard or it's tough. I want you to take us some of through this process and give me a real example. I will come to Sapax again. Sapax, I will summarize what you said because I wrote some notes, but I want to just bring Sir Atson in, please.
All right. Well, thank you again, Dr. Beth. It is Dr. Alfred. I'm excited about this conversation because, again, like I tell you, success is a key, and only a key when we understand the laws that govern success. There are fundamental laws. You see, and I'm going to say this because we humans only focus on the physical attributes of what we can, of man. But we do exist, no matter how you look at it. Every man exists both in the physical world and the spiritual world. But the society that we live in has designed a system that's supposed to govern us how we should be able to operate in the physical world. All right, let's stay in that physical world. But in that physical world, we all are personally responsible for forging our future so that we can do it right. In our community, I realize one thing that we lack is the law of discipline. The law of discipline. We all want to make it. We all want to achieve. We all want to succeed, but we don't have self-discipline enough to know that it takes an investment of our own self before even looking for resources. Meaning, if you are not disciplined enough to desire and to want to do it and to put in the work and to be diligent to do it, then you are studying the wrong foot. It's not a success. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You don't see somebody succeeding. You think, oh, all of a sudden, this man is succeeding. Let me just go. I know he can. But then, what we do in our community, when we see somebody who is doing home health care business, oh, that person is making money. Instead of looking for what is your own, it's a jump for go to home health care. Then the next guy, and then you find out everybody trying to do the same thing. When, if they have the discipline, they go say, but wait a minute, if you can do it, you can succeed. Maybe I can join you. Maybe I can join you. Well, I join you now. We head together. We make them bigger. Then the third person will come and join so they can put. So we have to have that sense of responsibility to know that we have to put the discipline. And we cannot assume we know everything, like Mr. Park said. I like the way he was putting it. He said, I didn't have all the knowledge, but he was determined to know and to do it. And because of that, he foster and go after and acquire the right education. Our community people want the glory, want the fruits, but we don't want to till the soil to plant
put in the work. We don't want to put in the work.
They don't want to put in the work. Then you will put the work. We don't do the work. Now, when they come, instead of they even join you, support you, and help you build it, then they look at, okay, how can I come and see if I can pull this man and take it from him? Or how can I come and be his competition? So in our community, we have to learn. The success of the world today, which you see, is because every nation is interdependent of one another. Even though we have been the block that everybody is dependent on as Africa continent. Or the rest of the world have ended and taken from us because we don't know how to exchange the benefits of what we have for the value of what they should be giving us. Okay, let me go back to the people. So if you are out there, you really want to foster yourself to succeed. The first thing you want to do, that personal discipline. Look at yourself. Know that you have to have the tenacity to know that I have to be able to wake up in the morning, go to work, do the work. I have to go and learn about it. I have to be able to be patient. I have to encourage others. Whatever it takes for you to get the self-discipline to do this. And when you don't discipline, then again, like we said, education, thank God for the technology, the modern technology today. Before you know it, everybody will be privileged to not just cell phone, but smartphone. There is so much free information now online that you can educate yourself with a little bit of tenacity, but you meet people, everybody want for open business, for go sell, but you ask them if they don't read anything about it, they never read anything about it one day. So I am imploring people, okay, peradventure within a salon. I mean, I take this personal because at one point I was trying to be, somebody was trying to be judgmental about the status of our country right now. And I get to bring them back. I say, listen, I want you to check your block. Understand this. There, in 1998, was it when the rebel war started? I say, to today, minus 1998 from 2019, what do we have? How many years?
1998. Yeah,
yes.
That's like, yeah, my mathematics is not that good.
I just
that's roughly, that's 98. That's roughly 32 or 33 years.
31 years. Let me just put it. Let's say about over 30 years. Yeah. So imagine there were some children that were born in that era, and for 11 years they were not privileged to the basic tutelage, the basic education that can even open their mind to the horizon of what is good from bad.
Yeah.
Most of them were seeing bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's imagine there are some people who were 10 years old when that began to happen. They were still young kids. They didn't have anything. They were still living in elementary school. Then boom, rebel war starts. Then add 11 years to that. That don't make them what? 20 years of age.
Sure.
Then by the time they were picking up themselves, because imagine that's in the school not be there. By the time they pick themselves up, get themselves together for say for start, another something can happen. Then these same people today, in these 30 years I'm talking about now, they are the young adult that's supposed to be making the difference in the community, in the society. And then we have a culture that the people who are successful are those who in politics, which is the biggest fallacy. They believe, oh, if I can get into politics, I'll make money. No. The politician is supposed to be a worker for the person who is a businessman, or the technocrat who can be able to write the policies and the principles of how to get things going.
Sure.
But our people, because of that area of lost wisdom or lost intellectual wisdom, they are lost, and they see what they see as the thing that they should be looking up to are these people who also call themselves politicians, who their own area of interest is to get them to support me and follow the agenda I have, which is not us. So we are here now that in order to change that, we have to let these people tell them, you got to take your personal responsibility to say, I am created for better than this. Yes, God created me, even though he created me in spirit and in the physical. I may not have the pleasure to understand the spiritual, but I understand the physical. But if I understand the physical, I am better than what I am doing now. I'm better than what I'm thinking. Let me get more education. Let me go and find something. Learn, even if it's just the trade or the technical part of how to do it. And I want to employ any man now who is in any capacity. If you want to be a game changer in that area, one of the things is, yes, we cannot take this 30-year-old man now go begin put her into school and do some of the things that they don't have opportunity to do. But they have conscience. They have intellectual capacity in their own right. You teach them a trade, they will master it.
Yeah, sure. At this point, you've talked so much about the laws, and one thing I passionately agree with is the law of that success is about laws. And once you obey those laws, there is no way you cannot succeed. And one of them you've actually rightly stated is a law of discipline, which we lack in Sierra Leone among our communities. Our youth is specifically wants to just get rich overnight. They don't want to put in the work. And it doesn't work that way, as you rightly said. So I want to bring Mr. Pax, Africanus Pax in. But before that, I really want to, before we go on break, because we need to take a short break, answer for commercial. But I just want to focus on what you talked about earlier before I actually went to Mr. Smith. You said you measure key things like focus. And I really agree with you. If you really want to succeed in business or even in life in general, one of the key things you share, which I agree with you, is that you got to be learn to focus in a world of distraction. Because we live in a world full of distractions. The only thing that can make sure you keep your eye on the ball is to focus. And again, that's much more related to what Sir Arthur was saying. Discipline. You got to be disciplined to be able to focus really. And risk, again, that's something I know when you touch on risk. You know, you say there's no way you got to go out of your comfort zone. You got to take the steps. You got to take the risks. Then you share some challenges in a way you feel say business people we are facing, like people who want to start business or people who are in business. One was fund, and you gave a practical example, funding. You know, of course, this is a major problem. In fact, I would love us to talk about this after the break. Funding. How do you raise fund if you want to start something around what you love? Because you both have talked about passion, loving what you do, talent, having a vision. These are very important. Then skills, where will people they lack? And like Sir Smith talked about recently, and we have, you can do even as home learning. You don't need to go to university for learn things. There's a lot of free information, but it looks like our people, sadly, they come on this part of the world and they just think it's hard work that pays, like working long hours, 40 hours. I'm not saying it's wrong, but the thing is your employer did not pay you for the hours you spend in the work. They pay you for the value you bring into your job. And how do you create value? You create value by acquiring skills. Skills makes the difference. Now, you also talked about connection and desire. The last thing you talked about, which I really agree with, is have a burning desire. You're going to want it. You're going to be hungry for it. If you're hungry for something like after Babi talk, anything you're hungry for, really, you get it. There's no way the universe will give way. And I really agree with that. But I just want to come again to Mr. Parks. Then after that, we go for a short commercial break. I really want to let you hammer on, because the truth is you share some information in the last call when you called me. I want you take you through. Waiting on some of the problems and challenges that as Sierra Leoneans entrepreneurs who will face. In addition to what Mr. Smith also, or even just elaborate on that. From your personal experience, I want you to go down and let me teach with people there. Don't share, not teach, but perhaps just share some of the stories, please. Then we go for a break after that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Alfred. Again, you want to touch base to a community, meaning that
yes, please.
How do we relate, or how do we try for inspire or connect with the community people and for also get involved, not only focusing in work, although not we all go get into business, and how we interact and how they interact with we in a small business. It's a very touching issues, because one of the reasons why, you know how sensitive most of our Sierra Leoneans are. But I'll get to the point straight up. Most of our people are very, very, very selfish. I mentioned before the pull down syndrome. In your community, it's not easy. One thing that I learned, in your community, forget people to bring them together for you are able to do something. It is not an easy task. I don't know if it is a major problem, because when even as I speak and we refer to a community, let's go back to Sierra Leone. Then we ask ourselves question: how many Sierra Leoneans are there doing proper business? None. If you look, you have the Lebanese, you have all other people, and they are running the country, the economy of the country. But real Sierra Leoneans are not taking a responsible position to conduct serious activities. Sierra Leoneans, they do have business. All of them go say, we have small shop, we have this, we have that. We are talking to say, let me look at the activities that the Lebanese, the Indian man, and the rest of the other crews are doing in our country. How we as Sierra Leoneans will go in and empower ourselves. One of the reasons why it's so difficult, and as I speak now, I would want to make sure, say, if Sierra Leoneans them did in the Yeri, let we change our attitude. Let we start for support and let we willing for learn. The biggest problem we have now with community, if you started doing something and you bring a Sierra Leonean, you don't have nothing, but you have the idea, you have the platform, you have the opportunity. No matter which word you tell them, say, listen to me, there is potential in what we are doing. Let us build it. It's not going to happen. Not easy. Out of, let's say, 100%, maybe now, I don't think you will get even a 1% of that Sierra Leonean person. We go willing to see the type vision where you want. So what thing they happen normally is Sierra Leoneans, they all believe in going out to work And one of the things we have to learn, most of the other Salonians that we try to do small business, is to say, okay, let me identify. Let me first and foremost identify with Salonians that are doing small for the New York area where we live in, any other areas. Then, how do we identify with some of our brothers and sisters then when they do what we are doing? I think in that direction they will look at first. So if we're able to identify, then we're able to discuss the issues together and the struggle they go through and figure out a common ground where we'll be able to uplift yourself, because we don't just want to do business, make 100,000. That's not business. You want to do business, a million. You want to be able to compete with the other industries then, because we are at a place of money. Money is in this place. $500,000 business is not business. You want to talk about something in the million. You know, as my brother and myself will talk about it. We thank God we have been through the millions.
Yes.
We are able to do that with you remember the last time that my vision was from to something. The opportunity was there. I saw it. So it's so difficult for relate to your community for say, listen to me. It's not everybody have to go do this little work that we do sometimes. And it's not everybody who have to have a PhD. Forget about that. You need to make money. Money is power.
Sure.
And the platform is here. You need to create activity where you employ the PhD man. You need to create activity where you can employ the doctor in your little hospital that you as a businessman can build. But in our community, we don't even believe in that. And when you start to do it, if you are not strong, trust me, they will tear you apart. Get to the end game. So one of the things myself and my brother have done, we praise God and we thank you because we have been able to hold on.
Yes.
One of the things I said to you the last time, there are other Salonians, I believe, that are doing business, but I don't know them. But if I know them, I applaud them too, because I know they are going through the same struggle we have been through. Now, we always talked about it that when we speak about small business and entrepreneurship, we can come forward and speak because we have done it for 20 more years in this country. It's nothing. It's no money down. We create the system where it's not like we did it with one briefcase, Mr. Dr. Beth. If you remember Sierra Leone system. He's a businessman, have a briefcase, he's a businessman. We never did that. We create a system where we were able to work for and we work with them. You understand what I'm saying? But now with community, I hope, because what I looked at, the Chinese, they work with themselves. The Spanish man in this country that I'm living, they do business by themselves. So my frustration is how, that's a big question we got to ask, how can we be able to embrace each other and establish business?
On that very note, Sir
we can do it.
On that very note, Sir Pax, I don't know if you get me, because I think again in between the break, and so
I got you now.
Perhaps we'll go for a short break because you asked a solid question, and another question that really I want we come back on after the break. How do we? Because
the
problem is lack of teamwork. We need to work among ourselves. How do we move from here? That's a very important question. If not only question we will answer tonight and we provide solution, I'm happy. But technical team, please put the the commercial on, and we'll try to sort out the technical issues, what is going on, because you immediately load up all. And we come back. Please continue to share this link. We have been talking about challenges and opportunities in doing business. But again, we share personal experience of this very gentlemen, when as Sierra Leoneans who don't do business, not only they talk about business, but they do business and they are doing it in millions. They're not just want to expose themselves and millions. So I'm going to knock on the door. No. But these gentlemen have more experience. So let's come back after this break and we'll continue with the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cotton Tree Pharmacy is your new trusted provider of pharmacy services in Sierra Leone. You can count on Cotton Tree Pharmacy for genuine quality brand name and generic medicines. Guaranteed refills for prescriptions issued by doctors in Sierra Leone or abroad. Door-to-door medication delivery service in Freetown and beyond. Free health education. Have you heard about our Diaspora Medicine Connect? With Cotton Tree Pharmacy's Diaspora Medicine Connect, anyone can pay for your prescription online. Bring your prescription to 17 Pademba Road. Collect an invoice. Send your invoice to your sponsor in the diaspora. Your sponsor pays for your prescription online. we deliver your medication to you. For quality prescription and medications, visit Cotton Tree Pharmacy at 17 Pademba Road in Freetown. Have questions? Call our pharmacist on WhatsApp at 030-611-664 or visit our website at www.cottontreemedicalgroup.com. Come to Cotton Tree Pharmacy. We are ready to fill your next prescription.
Bring it on, bring it on.
You the wonder and think, who say people then go get good training this time for make myself better in life? I don't get the answer now, and listen, good one.
The place na the Canadian College of Modern Technology, we go give you all wetin go make you life better from book learning business.
The Canadian College of Modern Technology, they na the main Freetown Motor Highway, na mile 91, na the Silicon Hills, opposite Usai them been they call Camp Charlie.
Yes, now the place for better you life because the college there Usai quiet and peaceful so that you go feel free for learn quick one.
Well, make I tell you more for make you go call it. The Canadian College of Modern Technology get first class local and international teacher them we get this sabi for teach you well because you go use the diploma and certificate all over the world.
The course them plenty. First of all, the college gets second to none material them. We make the college be master per information technology, particularly when that's the rule the world now. Again, self, first class mass communication department and business administration.
Yes, all and more day for help you be waiting will make you better in life. The modern solar power for give you light for 24 hours, water day, and you can tap na the hostel where get canteen.
The other good news, now if you register now and you able for meet all waiting the college want, like pay you fees and all other thing them inside the first 1 month, you go get one laptop computer free for help you by your book learning business, quick one.
So come on board now, make this opportunity not pass you. Can register now with the Canadian College of Modern Technology, na mile 91, na the Freetown Highway, for make life go better for you tomorrow and bye. For no more, contact them na 099 140 208 079 630 407 and 025 343 175.
Or you can send an email na info@ccmtsl.com. That's na info@ccmtsl.com. Or you visit the website when at www.ccmtsl.com.
You can buy the application form na any Union Trust Bank all over the country.
Bring it on, bring it on. Are you ready? Unu ready? No man.
Please, if you can. Okay. Yes. All right. Welcome again to the Victor's Business Show. It has been very hot tonight, very educative, passionate, inspirational, with two fine gentlemen, Sierra Leoneans, very successful Sierra Leoneans, Sir Arthur Smith and Sir Africanus Parks. They've been sharing so much more. Now, before we went on the break, remember, guys, we are talking about rising from zero to hero. Now we talk about and the key challenges and opportunities. We've shared a lot of things from this both gentlemen. Me said I'll learn a lot, and I'm sure you will not say I'll learn. So please, do not just join me, do not share this video. And one question where one of Sir Africanus Parks talk about was, other communities and Asians and they work together, Chinese them, even in Sierra day, you see Lebanese man they work together. One Lebanese man they come on, maybe in Papa one and Lebanon, it come tonight. But I say remember, there are 6 months, 1 year. You don't start shop, then go begin to employ even accountant then where they graduate from IPAM. That's all not bad. But waiting wrong with we Sierra Leoneans. Why can't we work together? And that's the question. What can we do about it? Because the problem clearly is we know they work with each other. Because you see Mr. Arthur the rise, instead of for support him, they want pull him down. Why? Is it something we are born? I don't know. I'm sure we are not born with it. But is it a cultural thing? And if it's a cultural thing, how do we move from here? Because trust me, us when we make part, we want to talk about change, one change mindset, everybody attitude. But we're just talking about it. We're not really providing solution, real life solution. So this gentleman, they can remote on this issue, because this is a very important issue. If we not work together, guys, it's not going to work for us. We cannot do it individually. We have to do it by, look, the Jews, they're in community, they help themselves. Why we know we help ourselves. So I want to go back to African Sparks, and I will come back to Smith. Please touch on this issue. Describe the issue, and what do you think is the solution way forward? How we will move from here, please. Thank you.
Well, having been asking the same question, then I will follow up with a little answer. It's based on my experience for the past 20 years, and I see that for me particularly, it was so hard. I tried my best to be able to pull people in our community because the opportunity was there. And everybody wants money, but you said, okay, sometimes when you want to make it better, you sacrifice for a little bit and you build up and you can double your income.
Yeah.
But in we community, it's a tough call because I don't know if in that language where they talk the Creole, na a problem because how would they talk? So because na effect, you get an effect. As soon as the one man say a negative thing, he don't even know about you, he don't even know what you're doing. He said one negative thing by you in that community. What they do in we community, the surrounding community, which is bad, then transfer that thing, they translate just like that from one man to another, then they bring you down. But what I learned, you have to ignore that.
Yeah.
The reason why you have to ignore that, because in your mind, the way you think, you are actually not in the same wavelength of thinking like the individuals they do. So if you let them begin to bring you to the comfort zone, then you don't focus, they are going to destroy it. And then you will fall in the category where they instead of out of 100, we don't get one Sierra Leonean successful businessman, we go help to embrace other people in the community. So the way I look at it, that kind of discussion here, we will continue for the Duam. And I said, there are other few, like we speak on board, maybe other people, like, we don't want to say, I have to no money do business. No, I believe there are other few Sierra Leoneans, them also, where they are around, but we're not beaucoup, and we are not connected.
Yeah.
Until we have to connect. So when we started to connect, what do they do? They impress on the community to support each other. We have to have that connection because the other community, they do that. That's why they are strong.
Yes.
We don't expect every Sierra Leonean. I've learned that if I want to be successful now, seriously, in business, I'm sorry to say it like it is. You do not need to embrace Sierra Leoneans who don't want to see what you are looking at. You can go out of the place and build up. When you build up, you can bring them inside. And then make sure, say, that is the way some of them take them, and that's the way you have to deal with them. Because take, for example, the Jumana then come here. Then they give you any kind of work, they use you through the wheel. They don't even give a damn about you, pay you and keep moving. If you choose to stay in their environment and want to land, then go, no, then they embrace you. Then they lift you up. So we say about small businessman, now that we have to do now with community. We have to do that now with community to with friends and others them and try to motivate, and we still have to encourage them. Because one other thing I go say, not to every Sierra Leoneans they go able to get into the business sector, no. But we have a problem. If you go back, you look at the ratio, a lot of them say they're a businessman. If you go into Sierra Leone, why is Sierra Leone not developing? If you go back and check the doing research, you realize a lot of Sierra Leoneans left the diaspora and they go to Sierra Leone, they say they are business people with no experience how business work. And they come back broke, and then people become discouraged. Even the real man, we want to take the risk to go home. He becomes discouraged. You understand? So what I think is we have to confront with community. We don't have to be afraid. Because, for example, myself, I ain't scared to confront my community and tell them like it is because I own no obligations. All I'm doing is bringing to the table to say, brothers and sisters, if you want to do a small business, let's all support each other. Don't compete with me. Let's anger together. Let's see how we can help you and support your own business. If you as a Sierra Leonean open a business in this country or many parts of the world, most of your Sierra Leonean people, they don't even come to support you. So what I learned that in this country, if I'm doing business, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm saying it like it is. I am not doing business for Sierra Leoneans. What I will do, I'll work hard, build up my environment, and as long as it's a business, a place of business, and these people need these services, they will work in there. And if later on they see what I'm doing and they say, wow, and then they want to learn from me, I'm willing and ready to work with them. That is how I look at it.
Wow. So really? Because I really want this out to weigh in this one as well. I see the smile while we're waiting. But one thing I learned from what you just say, of course, you describe the problem perfectly. And of course, we need to connect with yourself and because of that, your strategy is one, let's continue the conversation like we're doing it right now to educate our people. Secondly, but for now as it is, because the problem is you would suggest that you go out away, break away, establish, they come again. If you wanted to learn, anybody who want to learn, you go teach them. You're not selfish enough, but just that sometimes they're gonna say if you hang around 9 broke people, you soon become number 10. You don't want to hang around people who pull you down, because then your vision not gonna go up. So, Sir Arthur Smith, please.
Yes.
We're ready for that.
Well, going to this topic, again, I am very passionate when I speak about it, because I've had the pleasure of dealing with people on every level. When I say every level, I've dealt with my community locally and see the challenges and notice that not just the Sierra Leone community, but the community of our blacks in general. Then I've taken my business. Like I said, I told Mr. Pax, in 2004, I realized a very great success. And I call it success because I was privileged to open the first black-owned multi-level marketing company that hails from Africa in the United States. And it spread like wildfire. As a matter of fact, at some point, my system that I was using was called Wildfire. I had 20,000 distributors. I had 20,000 distributors distributing my products all over the US, Canada, Africa, different places. But I recognize that in those 20,000, I don't think I can count more than maybe 20 Sierra Leoneans that were part of it.
Wow.
And I remember whenever I have something, I will invite everyone, not just invite them. Sometimes I say, you know what, I just want you to come and support. So you can see the reason why these people are joyful, so you can be part of it. A multi-level marketing, you introduce what I have, you make some money. And I say, I want you guys, and if you're coming, it is not being selfish, but I will do my level best to prop you up so you can become a more responsible partaker, but contributor at the same time. But many times I will invite people, they will come, they will sit, they will applaud, and then they will go, but they will not come to join, to do the work, to make the benefit. All right, then, of course, I say, well, in the course of me doing these things, I run into many people who have very goodwill virtues for Africa. I was once the chairman for economic development, for investment and trade for the United African Congress, which was representing the interest of 3.5 million continental Africans in the diaspora. And because of that, I was again privileged to a lot of economic development issues that can be able to do things in Africa. And obviously, Sierra Leone is my home. Whenever the opportunity arises, I first look at how do I see my people benefit. Well, of course, 2004, I took my own product. I said, okay, I'm going to start with launching my product. Number one, it was help them with the health benefits. Number two, I create a platform for people to earn a living, open an office, do everything, set it up. And we keep going. And I'm telling you, one of the challenges is instead of the people who, after they've even realized that people from the high echelon, we are even supporting it, they begin to bring challenges upon challenges to block it, to stop it, to mess it up. And as I recognize it, I will call somebody to the table. What is going on? Oh, well, pal, we got for it, we got. And I'm like, you know what? As much as that was not part of my own system, but this was the way they were living. And I'm like, why do I continue doing this? I came with affordable housing at one point. But affordable housing was, again, a desire that we started in America here. And by privilege, we were able to develop the first prefab home that was launched at the UN. Ribbon cutting was done by UN. It was covered by CNN in New York City. And this affordable home was a mandate to build 1 million of these houses all across Africa. I was leading this on behalf of the group. And of course, again, my first port of call was to bring it to Africa. I had the backing of the AN, the United Nations, the AU, the European Union, and all the likes of all these big organizations you can think of. The funds was not my money, but I have access to it. So I said, I'm going to, yes, I have the access to it. So I said, I'm going to bring it in, but I just want my people to give me the platform so we can do this. I don't look to come and say, government, come and give me money. I just want, let the system open the avenues for me so that my things can move smoothly. I must tell you, the amount of challenges, I'm talking about in that level, the challenges I met. And then the challenges that some people who thought now I was coming to make so much big money, or maybe people have given me so much money, I have so much money, maybe I'm rich. And they, instead of embracing it, just like Mr. Park was saying, everybody looking to see how they can pull apart. I brought 8 containers into the country with the model homes, built the foundation for this model home. As a matter of fact, but I fought so hard to make Sierra Leone the model exhibition center for the whole of Africa.
Wow.
Approved. Government gave me some land. I would try to do it. But then there were those who don't want it to work. There were those who now was beginning to politicize it. And I'm like, if this
you don't hear for politics.
Yes, it benefits the country and the people. This was a tourism issue. Nigeria wanted it. I still take it to Nigeria. All the other African countries, Mozambique, Ghana, all kind of countries wanted this in their country. As a matter of fact, the headquarters of UN Habitat at that time was is in Kenya.
Right.
I said, no, I want it to be done in Sierra Leone. Of course, successfully. And I put my money where my mouth is. I financed most of what was going to happen so that we can go there. Lo and to behold, the pulling down syndrome happened.
Wow.
And I refused to bury myself under the clutches of politics because
even
that was
at
not
that level. Even
at that level.
So
yes.
It's a systemic issue. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I came back. So my thing is, in order for us to fix this problem, there is more. Fix this challenge.
Yes.
Just like we say, we have to address ourselves and begin to understand. Well, let me tell you, at that point, I couldn't get the answer. If I tell you now the answer that I got now, and that's where people know that the passion of this man has changed. I get to the point where the Lord now begin to minister to me. Thank God for the wife God has given me. He's giving me give us an ability whereby we were called now to say, God said, I have seen your heart. I need to bring you from that realm, the realm whereby you know the physical, you depend on man to see the succeed, but come and learn to talk with me in the spirit, walk with me in the spirit, live with me in the spirit, hear me in the spirit, and be directed by me in the spirit. And then you will have the chance to dominate your physical.
In the physical, yeah.
Yes. And that's what I said, you know what? I'm going to pull back. And I said, God, I'm tired of being the second fiddle. That, yes, when I get to do these things that will make the change, because the money is not in my own hand, I have to use somebody else. When they come in and people get to know, they find a way to try to go behind my back to either manipulate me or manipulate the people. And at the end of the day, when they don't hear what I need to say, it all fell apart. I said, God, this time, I want to be the owner of the resources. I want to be the controller of the resources. You are my God. You are the owner of everything and anything in this world. Riches and wealth come from you. There is no unsearchable that you can do. Give it to me. And I begin to do that. I must tell you, I embraced this agenda over the last 5 years. And I've not only found the formula, I've not only found the path, I have acquired it. And now it is time for me to find the people who are really genuinely want to make and see Africa great. I mean, not because I'm in America with my Donald Trump, who says making America great, but this is the era where God has remembered us, and we can. The best thing is we have to come together. But let us say, Bami Park say, Cash is the king.
Yes.
If you have the cash, you will command the laws to work in the life of those who can. Because no matter what, any of this agenda, no one man can do it. You can understand what to do, but you have to hire the people. Even if you hire the people, you cannot superimpose it on people who don't want it.
Exactly.
But they have a way.
Wow. You know, I was just lost in the whole conversation, to be honest with you. And at some point, I forgot myself that I'm the presenter. but the truth of the matter is, one thing and it's deep. The problem is deeper than we actually thought, because it's a systemic issue. And even at that level, because now, a lot of governments the government is talking about investors should go. But if I was to take, like in your case, you were actually using people's money, let's say in that you entrusted you with some funds, and you said, you know what, this is a project that would have gone to the Nigerians, but you said, no, I want to make my country a pillar, and this is something that would have benefited millions of people, you know, and you sacrificed your time, you sacrificed your energy, and your trust was on the line. You went there just to meet unnecessary challenges. Some people want to support, some people want to pull you down, you know, and this is at the top level, by the way. It's not just at the medium level. And this is, you are a real living life example now. So, if you didn't, if it was not for the love of your country, trust me, some people will have just, you know what, say, I'm done with Sierra Leone. I'm never going to bring any opportunity there. But because you love your passion. But again, we need to address these issues, because if let's say if you know people not possibly be stubborn and focus on love your country, trust me, you're not going to even come.
I would exactly.
You can do with other people, you know, because you can do without Sierra Leoneans. Let's face it, you know, and you're not politics. So these are the issues. South African sparks. I want to just we run up just now. We don't pass time. There's another program coming up, I believe, and so we don't want really spend more time. I wish I get one of the whole night. We'll talk 10 minutes in, trust me. But South African sparks. I want to let you really kind of go touch more on some of the strategies, you know, because I believe in you don't perfectly describe the problem, and this is a problem we all face. That's the truth. Not like we said. Not like we said. Not that way. Not like we said. When somebody they rise, they hate them. You know, you begin to watch them. Even if you know this has to stop. This really has to stop, because it's not going to take you anywhere. And there is, I think again, there's abundance. There's abundance on the earth. We're not going to finish the abundance. You know, so this poverty, scarcity mentality, it needs to stop, because we can share. There's so much with the amount we all share. But Sapax, I want you to give us some of your tips based on your wisdom and your intelligence and your experience. Tell us, what can we do as Sierra Leoneans to really make sure we like we said work together for a better Sierra Leone, for a better us?
Well, thanks again, Mr. and Dr. Andrew. What I believe say we can do, it's very easy, as I mentioned. First, we have to identify the few brothers and sisters then, that the entrepreneurial area who wants to do small business in the United States, in England, and take it to Sierra Leone. We have to engage each other. We have to try to understand who we are and what we want to do, and how can we go about and do them. One of the things I would like for look at Sierra Leoneans then, begin then our country, Sierra Leone, begin compete with the business people in Sierra Leone. We can do that. That is what I would want us to do. We want the government of the country. Me, I don't like to talk too much about this country. We have got the experience here, and I would love for us to take that experience to Sierra Leone and utilize, and we can be millionaires in Sierra Leone too. There are people who are becoming millionaires in Sierra Leone every day. We can be part and parcel of that team of people. So what I would want to do is I would want to encourage Sierra Leoneans then. We really want to do business as much as here and in Sierra Leone to really put their mind together and also stop for do business with paddy and family. If you want to do business, and I normally said, now if you want to do a real business in Sierra Leone, let us stop the one-man business. If you want to succeed, you have to create a system. You have to create an administrative team. If you create an administrative team, go the extra mile. You know, where you go set up your business, where you get people who they answer to each other. If you look at it in Sierra Leone, it's not that too much for some of us that come out of this country. And the easiest way I can enlighten people to do it is to say, what's your agenda? What type of business you want to do? And how can you also create employment? Because we have to do business in Sierra Leone and talk about employment.
Yeah.
We have to be able to, when we create businesses in Sierra Leone, me, I'm talking directly to Sierra Leone as an African, you understand what I'm saying? Because that's where my focus is. Because I want to say home first, take from here, take to home, develop home, and then go around the world. So now, what I'm looking at and how I look at it, and waiting to benefit with brothers and sisters if you want to do business in Sierra Leone, let us partner. Let us find honest brothers and sisters to partner with and create an administrative system where we have people that they work for, how much you, and then calculate first. If I have to pay 5 staff to work for me, just as I'm starting off, how much do I need for the first 12 months?
Yeah.
If you look at it properly, you want an accountant, you want a manager, when the manager just come on a private college, we're able to pay them. We're able to put that money together without going to the bank. And it's very easy if we establish that type of system with whatever type of business we want to do, and then we go into the banking system into Sierra Leone, because that is exactly what the Lebanese are doing. They goes into our bank,
they utilize the banks,
and then they take advantage of our people. We know how to do that as well. So this is what I would encourage our Sierra Leonean brothers to do, that we have to go into Sierra Leone, set up our system in order. And after that system is set up, go into the banking system and take money and do your business properly. So we will also help to create employment in our country, and we Sierra Leoneans will become wealthy people as well. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things. And let we try for support, and let we stop for bring we brothers and sisters them down. If I see a friend is doing business, I for support for able to engage him and say, what's the problem? So I able to understand what he's doing, so I can able to share who time me make mistake. Because in the process of 20 years, we have made a lot of mistakes. But normally, I would normally say, if you put $100,000 in somebody's hands who have not done 20 years with us, and you get 100, the first thing we want to do, Namutskai want go buy.
Yeah.
And I can bet you, and I can bet you that person is not going to do nothing. I can challenge you. I will do better. Come out as a winner, because the reason why is not like I know better than it, but the wealth of experience and the issues that I don't face, what I don't overcome. You understand, eh? And I believe that I can double that. So what I would want to ask in this program, I would go back in the same question, because it's a question where I cannot answer. What do we do? How do we do it? The only way we can do it is by trying to engage. And some of we who don't then at the platform, we have to look with Sierra Leoneans at their face, look at them, and step up like a real entrepreneur, and don't let them discourage us. Because in your own community, they discourage you.
Sure, I agree.
They discourage you so bad. If you are not strong, you give it up.
Agree.
You know, so we have seen all of those things.
I have a testimony to that as well. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good. We have seen all of those things. So what do? We talk to each other. We support ourselves. Said yes, they are going to do that, but those people are not important in your journey. If you look at it carefully, how could they be important in your journey? They are not doing what you are doing. When you look at it at the end of the day, if you have to spend $20,000-$40,000 a month, and then these people are not in that category of yours, why would you even want to be bothered? So the only way some of us as small business people will be successful in this environment in Sierra Leone, we just have to close our eyes and focus at the game that we are trying to play. And we need to encourage, we need to share. Because, you know, like before, we'll be small, we'll get a man, they will be do their apprenticeship with them, but then garage them, they learn them. But I don't even know if they think that they did that much again. So we need to create apprentice. We need to empower people, and we need to bring people and show them, say, listen to me. Like there was a time I was telling a young boy, based on my experience, I said, let me explain to you. By the time you are 25, I can turn you into a millionaire in this country. It was so easy. Because based on the experience, I know it's so easy in this country. It's so easy. But then you have to be able to get these people their way, their mind is set, they are ready, and they are willing, because you have to be involved. Sometimes we have to be, our life have to surround what we do.
You're right.
You know, you sleep you have to sleep
exactly.
You have to wake you have to, at all time, but you have to be comfortable. What you make you not go feel the pain. There's a reason why you would not, because you love what you are doing. And when you want to be a businessman, you have to love it. And when you love it, you want to enjoy it. So if you're able to enjoy them, waiting on the help you to grow. But what I would love to do, and if I'm given the opportunity to carry this kind of discussion further, we'll find ways to be able to encourage brothers and sisters. Not to everybody get into business. You have active partner, you have sleeping partner. We have to educate these people and say, okay, some people, they have money. They have no idea, but they have money in the bank. And if you said, okay, invest your money here, they are saying you're going to run away with their money, but their money is going to be in the bank, and then the money is not making no money. If you even said invest your money, but when you invest, not just they can take your money, you get to post. No, that's not the way you invest your money. There is rule and regulation and applications.
Yeah. So, Pax, definitely there will be, from the way the thing go, there will be a second series of this particular conversation. This is not the end. I just want to know that. Then I just want, thank you very much. I will sort of summarize everything after talk. Then we will close the program because another program they come up.
Okay, that's
into the time. So, Sir Ato,
yes.
Sir Pax asked the same question. What can we do? You don't touch on some, but just your final words on that one. What can we do as a nation, as a country, as people, to make sure we work together and connect together?
Well, as I was thinking through as Mr. Pax, because like I told you, because of these experiences, I came back in search of the answers. I do believe that we have to go back to that drawing board. The drawing board is education, but not education in the book smart at this point. Education of letting the people know who they are, what they are, what capacity they have, and how they can utilize it, and connect them, the spirit and the truth. For me, I tell you, I connected mine when I find Jesus as when I dedicate myself into that level. And he opened my wisdom, my sensual wisdom, to the wisdom from above that now impact me and begin to connect me so I can utilize all the forces, physical, spiritual connection, and now map myself and be able to get what will now empower me to go and affect the change in the country. Money is king. The people who controls it controls the way you think. And right now in Sierra Leone, as a matter of fact, and our people, they will dance to the tune of anybody that come and wave the cash to them.
Sure.
How do you change the mind? So if we go there without being empowered, then you see that mistake. I understand. I mean, I quite agree. The banks are there. The banks will do what the banks will do. But the banks do it for those that are there now, that are controlling it, because those people have been in bed with them to make sure that they can give a kickback so that they can continue to sustain. That kickback syndrome will never prosper economically a nation. Because it encourages laziness, encourages people not to do things. So I would love for us to be able to know the secret to the funds, able to get it, and then when you come there, if it's one thing you want to focus on, just like Mr. Park said, find the people who have the interest in that one thing that you have.
Exactly.
Let them put their money where their mouth is. And you come there and begin small. Yes, you may need the bank, but if you go depending on the bank, the guys who are there, when they know you are a threat, they can make that bank don't even do business with you.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen.
Absolutely.
So I mean, they tell Pax, I say, Pax, I can tell you one thing. I say, we are looking it and calling it the way we want to call it. Do you know why Donald Trump succeed in this country where they so? It's because, number one, he put his money where his mouth is. And by the grace of God, if he don't make it somewhere. So the man, if they talk without any fear, some of them make sense, some of them make sense, but he has a heart to do something that is right. And then like today, look, first quarter, a country that is boasting of the greatest, the highest number in GDP. Why it happened? Oh, well, it was not him. But again, that way they would have been used, they quantify the success of the past going president. Why not? So we have to understand that when you have the resources, you can speak boldly, you can take chance boldly, and people will follow you. Let me tell you one before I end this. There was when I was in Sierra Leone, the last time when I was there, I had a lot of boys I was developing. And there was one boy I met, and he was like, I said, what do you think? I mean, who do you quantify wealth? He said, oh, the wealthy people in this country are the presidents. He said, and I can tell you, I know that if I want to be wealthy, all I want to do is to become a president.
And to become a president.
Yes. That was his dream. I said, so how do you think the president make the money? Oh, well, when he become president, he control everything. He can take whatever he wants. I say, you just answer my question. If the president can take whatever he wants without him earning it, do you think is the best way for it? That's the reason why you don't have it.
Exactly. Precisely.
I said, so don't quantify, but that was his hope and dream. Then I sat him down and begin to explain that the economy can only grow when you take control of generating something that can sustain you, people around you. Then you go around your comfort zone. Then you go around your comfort zone. Before you know it, the marketplace is your world.
Exactly.
So precisely. I want to encourage us that, yes, how are we going to do it? Let's focus. Yeah. How do we tap into these funds so when we go there, we don't first go there and depend on the banking system that have failed policy, but we go there and show the banks that we can do it, but then at the same token, look for the opportunity. You know what? If you are for sale, we'll buy you.
Yeah, sure.
I want to boldly go to Sierra Leone and say, all right, if all the banks now put your cash on the table, I'll buy you all. Can we do that? You can. Yes, it. So we have to. Yes, we have to generate. Just like Mr. Park said, bring ourselves. There are more people. Many people there today, when they do business here, when they succeed, they don't have to make United States and a Sierra Leone.
Yes.
That's bad.
Yes.
You know,
Mr. Bete, if I can come in for a second. Mr. Bete, if I can come in for a second. I just want to amplify or correct the notion. What I was talking about the bank is not to start off with the bank.
Right.
Is to utilize the bank, because in every economy in the world, people have to use the banking system to boost
definitely. Donald Trump did.
But what I'm saying, because people in our country do not understand that, and they not use it. So what happened is foreigners in our country are using it. So the way I look at it, it is our responsibility who have already got this knowledge that they can facilitate the benefit in the bank and use it to build up their own business. So it's our place to tell them that if you set up certain things in place, you can, if you don't have what it takes, you can create the system and expand on it. Because not everybody who is going to come in with their own cash. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
People is going to start from the bottom and then work their way up.
Yeah, but I think, gentlemen, we may have to close this actually in the next 5 minutes. But I just want to summarize based on what I have learned. So, because I've been a student tonight, and it's been really a plumb pleasure to have both of you. And this you've made a difference. I can tell you, the impact has been really, really great. I can feel the passion. I can feel that you're talking from the bottom of your heart and for the love of your country. And I really, really appreciate you both. And you talked about Sapat. You talked about one selling point, that apprenticeship. That's one way to encourage the kids. And I was even thinking, even the Lebanese that we so calling the Lebanese, I was even thinking that they could become mentors. We can develop a program because they have seemed to find a way to make money in 6 months, 1 year, or they have a dream that they're replicating. We could have them to even teach our youths. You know, that could be another way. Then, of course, Sir Atuspy talks about passion, pick that one area. Now, I resonate with that very much because when you look at the richest people on earth today, you know them for just one thing. Like Bill Gates, you know for all in Microsoft. Jeff Bezos, you know for Amazon. So put your mouth where your mouth is. And I like that philosophy. And cash is king, because if you own cash, some other frame money, because maybe they're not treating money evil. But money really is when you serve money. Money is not evil because it helps you for do so much things. Like what you say right now, I like the dream of going to the bank, buy all the bank and bulldoze them, and I like that dream. And you're thinking, you're dreaming wide and wide. This is one thing that is very clear. But let me summarize, and I will come to you to give your parting words that we will close tonight. But one thing I learned from tonight, I will subscribe into my own personal learning tonight from all of your conversation. I will form it an acronym called DFP Square. It's an acronym. And what I've learned from both of you gentlemen, D is you have to have a strong desire. a burning desire. If you want to survive, I mean, you want to succeed, you want it, and it has to come from inside. That's the F is you have to have faith in yourself, and this is what I saw coming through. Faith in yourself, and in fact, I've realized that no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how clever you are, if you don't believe in yourself and your value, nobody will believe you, because you send energy. We are like spirit beings. We send energy to the world, and people sense this energy, and I agree with that. So you got to have faith in yourself, faith in your yourself. You're not a perfect person. You are a work in progress. You are perfect as you are. The P, one of the P's, is that you got to have a plan, vision. Sir Smith talked about vision. Sir Parks talked about vision. You need to have a clear plan. But again, what I want to say is your plan needs to be written down clearly. You need for, if I ask you what you say, what you want to become 5 years, and you need to tell me and describe it precisely what you want to be in 5 years. The last one, which I learned from you, is that you got to be persistent. Never give up mentality, because like owner gentleman, if you not give up, like Sir Smith, for instance, went to Sierra Leone with how many containers, and get all this dream them. You will not give up. That alone is enough for when you pack. You will not pack. But again, the same thing with South African was packs. You don't see the lot of challenges there. Even you be talking from the first program, say me, and then do business with SALONE there. And no, you're saying that from your experience. Yeah. A bitter. And so, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, when they watch it tonight, what we really want to do, we don't forget about this talk. Let's take action. We need for unite. There's abundance. I'm telling you, SALONE have 7.5 million people. We can all become rich. There's so much abundance for us to share. But we cannot do that if we put down a brother where they go up, one pull down. No, it's not going to happen. So we need to come together. And it has to be deliberate. It's not, for the fact that Sir Smith don't become millionaire, do not take anything from your pocket. Go to him. They teach you. How did you do it? It will teach you humility. For me, that's why if you come across, and the one thing that I always pray God for, I said, God, if you as a climbing ladder, teach me to be humble.
Yes, right.
To be humble, because that humility, that will take you places, and that's exactly what I feel we're going to do as well. Instead of pulling people them, and these two gentlemen, I consult them. Not because being a doctor, they're not. No. They got vast experience. I mean, not get. I'm a young man. I'm learning from them. And I think that's what we have to do. But I just want to throw it on. I don't know when I find out what's them. As in final word, not to say, I mean, final word as a beautiful for this night. And then we go ahead. So I'll start with Sir Ato Smith. You say you find out what's them. And I will read all the messages that because of the court. So apologies, please, guys. But please, Sir Smith, say your words, final parting words. Then I'll go to Sir Parks and we'll close tonight, please.
Well, I mean, in my own neck of the woods, we believe we enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. And even in closing, in everything we give thanks. So I want to first of all acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for this privileged opportunity and thank him for this wonderful moment we've had to share some of our ideas. I do believe that this is going to be a platform that will manifest great things that can reach to our people in Sierra Leone.
Amen.
I give God the glory because, again, I know it was not by accident that Dr. Alfred and his crew decided to set a platform of this nature. It is deliberate. It is deliberate because God wants to do something to change that part of our country. Understand, regardless of what happens, Sierra Leone will always be in the map. And if we don't do it, somebody going to do it. And if we don't rule the country right, even if it's a 10-year-old child there, somebody going to become a president. But the bottom line is this. We have time. This is our era. And at my winner's family, as a winner, and I say that as a proud winner, and very soon you're going to see that we're going to become a winner's world. As a proud winner, we say this is our year of dominion. And I want to implore this, that you listening to me now, this is your year of dominion. And as you continue to stay connected with VOS, this particular mission, believe me, your life will change for the better in manifold and multiple ways. I thank you all. I congratulate you all. I know that every one of you, one of these days, will identify that, yes, I am a winner. Yes, I have dominion. Yes, I'm taking dominion, and I'm here to rule on earth. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of my wife and my children.
Wow. Thank you. And last but not least, African of Parks, please.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Dr. Bete for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform this evening. And I also want to commend the CEO. I know they call him the CEO most of the time, for what he's doing. I noticed that what he has been doing has been fantastic, and I see growth in that.
Yeah.
And I pray that it will take it to a different level. And just before I go forward, I want to remind him that I'm the guy named David from Philadelphia.
We don't expose that tonight. We don't expose that. We don't expose that.
So now, and he's been doing a great job, and I see this stuff that he's doing. He's been growing and he's expanding, and he's getting people to involve, to discuss different issues that pertain into our country and about us around the world. So I just want to encourage all of us to be able to pull together, Sierra Leoneans in general, to start working together. We all want to go back home, but we cannot go home. We are scared. We would love to go back home. And I just want to bring it to our people that we have been fortunate to come to the diaspora. People have built equity. Sierra Leoneans can go home. And I want Sierra Leoneans to challenge politicians. What is happening, why our country is difficult, it is because we who have the strength to make a difference, we are not participating. We are leaving these guys who have seen an open, and they realize that, damn, we have seen an open, we can blindfold these people and we act like we know what we are doing. And then people are afraid. So what I'm asking Sierra Leoneans to do as this program continues to progress is to start challenging the politics. If we want to make a difference in our country, we are the future. We of this time are the future who we're going to hand over to our kids.
Precisely.
So if we don't take responsible position right now and speak and try to confront the problems in Sierra Leone, then I bet you all of us who is on this program, we're not going to go back there anymore. We're going to die in the diaspora. But if we have choice to go home, we have to start embracing our brothers and sisters. We have to stop the hate game. We have to start supporting one another.
That's
and we
right.
have to figure out how we can lift ourselves up, how we can be able to clap and be happy for our brothers and sisters around the world. You know, we can do that, and I believe we are able to do that. So I will leave you with that note, and I want to thank all the viewers who have joined us. And we hope that next time you will continue to support the viewers and platform. And I thank you once again, Dr. Bete, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. I'm really humbled. I'm lost for words. Thank you very much for gracing this question. But as to wrap up, I want to leave you with some key words. I mean, of course, as we all do this, we know we all go through some personal challenges. Words are very, very powerful. So I want to say, when life gets harder, challenge yourself to be stronger. And also, I wrote a quote saying, "You are version 1. Be you. Don't try to be anyone else. Be yourself." And you are version 1. You are born an original. Don't die a photocopy. And always be unique and be yourself. And next week I will have a special guest again. And of course, this gentleman that I have tonight, this is not the first time you've seen their face. It's going to be regular. I can trust you. I'll pull them on board. It's going to be regular guests on this, because I'm also I'm learning. I can tell you this. This is not faking it. And next week we have Dr. Chuma Oshoku. He's written a book on leadership, The Learning Leader. Learning Leader has been adopted by many universities in the UK. He's one of my mentors. He was an ex-diplomat, Nigerian diplomat, but he's very keen on leadership because he believes that everything starts and ends with leadership. So next week we'll be really talking about his book, and we'll learn a lot about leadership, and we'll have a lot of people. But thanks again, Sir Arthur Smith. Thanks, African Sparks. I've been blessed to have you and meet you in this specific point of my journey. And thanks to the viewers, thanks to CEO, thanks to my team, the Victor's team. All the young guys are working very hard to inspire the young generation. Just to let our audience know, we are about to roll out the Zero to Hero events. We've started the Zero to Hero events already in the UK. It's an event where we go to the community, find a hero, like, for instance, Sir Parks and Sir Smith. We find these heroes in these local communities. We bring the zeros together, youths, and in an informal setting to inspire them, just like we're having. But we're having that all over the world. It's a global project. We're working on the website, and it's like TED, but this one is very specifically looking at success story, because I believe that success leaves tracks.
Yes.
You know, if you people, you always leave that. So that will be coming, and I will make sure that, of course, like always, like Sir Smith and Parks, Sierra Leone is all at the center of what I do, because I'm Sierra Leonean. I love my country. I love my people. I love you all. All right. So if you want to reach me, just contact me at real, that's REAL @thevictors.com. Our website is www.thevictors.com. We inspire young people specifically, and we are victors. We are shining. Now, if you can see here, this is my logo. I don't wear any other T-shirt. I wear my logo. I wear my own brand now, and so we have a lot. So, guys, we are shining. We are all winners, like Dr. Park says. We are winners. So, good night. It's been a pleasure to have you. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk later. Let's go, then we can talk.
Yes.
And have a catch up.
Thank you.
Okay, that's a clap.
Honorable Parks.
Cotton Tree Pharmacy is your new trusted provider of pharmacy services in Sierra Leone. You can count on Cotton Tree Pharmacy for genuine quality brand name and generic medicines. Guaranteed refills for prescriptions issued by doctors in Sierra Leone or abroad. Door-to-door medication delivery service in Freetown and beyond. Free health education. Have you heard about our Diaspora Medicine Connect? With Cotton Tree Pharmacy's Diaspora Medicine Connect, anyone can pay for your prescription online. Bring your prescription to 17 Pademba Road. Collect an invoice. Send your invoice to your sponsor in the diaspora. Your sponsor pays for your prescription online. We deliver your medication to you. For quality prescription and medications, visit Cotton Tree Pharmacy at 17 Pademba Road in Freetown. Have questions? Call our pharmacist on WhatsApp at 030-611-664 or visit our website at www.cottontreemedicalgroup.com. Come to Cotton Tree Pharmacy. We are ready to fill your next prescription.
What are you looking at?
You are so gorgeous. Your skin, so lovely, clean, sunny, and natural.
Do you stress out about your skin? Do you freak out when you break out? Well, help is on the way. Try Shaw's Creations Organic Body Products. Are you ready to have clear, gorgeous, healthy skin and feel more confident about your looks? We'll try Shaw's Creations Organic Body Products. My skin looks fresh, healthy, and natural thanks to Shaw's Creations Organic Body Products.
You look great.
I look healthy.
Shaw's Creations Organic Body Products.